Hello again, I'm Jim DeLorenzo, and welcome to Storytelling with a Purpose. I've spent the last 25 years helping people shape and share their stories, from entrepreneurs and executives to athletes and nonprofit leaders. This season, I'm focusing on something that's at the heart of everything I do, media training, but not just the kind that preps you for a tough interview or for TV appearances. I'm talking about media training as a tool for clarity, confidence, and connection. In this episode, I want to share a powerful lesson from my work in identifying the newsworthy elements of your business. Everyone has a story to tell, or thinks they have a story to tell, but they don't always know how to tell it, and they don't know why they're telling it. In media training, I try to help my clients and my friends find the right stories at the right time for the right audiences that will engage people, touch people's hearts, and engage their minds at the same time we're developing business opportunities or media awareness, brand awareness for your company, your product, or yourself. So one of the things that I talk about lately is becoming a private investigator in public relations. I work with my clients to find the stories that they may not even be aware of within their own business or within their own career, and helping them craft a message around those stories that can get them greater attention. I'll use as an example a recent project that I worked with. With about a week's notice, I was approached by an event director who had a big event coming up in South Jersey a 1 week away. And the event had been going on for 25 years. They had had no media coverage whatsoever. Someone gave her my name and said, "Can you help me?" So the first thing I asked her was, "What do you want to do?" And she said, "I want people to know about this event." I said, "Well, why do you want people to know about this event?" "Well, it's very important to me that people come out and support the athletes." And I said, my next question was very obvious. "Well, why is it so important to you that people connect with these athletes?" And she said, "Well, my father started this, and I'm trying to honor his legacy. And he had a lot of connections in the community, and he inspired a lot of people, including me. And I've been doing this for the last several years to pay it forward, what he shared with me." So that became my entry point to learning more about her. And the more I learned about her, and the more I learned about her father and her mother and the people that were being honored or recognized through the course of this 2-day event coming up, I began to realize there was a significant backstory here, a significant history, and a human interest story that I could share with people through the media that would get people's attention and would help bring media attention to her event and to this legacy. So starting to ask her some basic questions. Who was your father? What did your father do? Why is this noteworthy? Why do we have an event in his name? Why are people coming from all across the country to compete in this event? How come more people don't know about this? Okay, how do we solve this problem? Are you willing to talk about it on camera? Are you willing to share your story? Okay, here's what we're going to focus on. If I reach out to the Fox 29 people, or if I reach out to the KYW News Radio people, or if I reach out to the people at CBS News Philadelphia, or NBC 10, or 6 ABC Action News, what am I going to tell them that can help them understand that they need to come out and cover this story? And in 2 very long but passionate telephone conversations and interviews with my new client, I was able to draw out very significant and very touching story points that made me realize, okay, now I can go back to these TV stations. I can go back to the Philadelphia Inquirer. I can go back to WHYY and Billy Penn and KYW, and I can tell them this story, and they're going to want to come out and talk to her about this event and why people are coming out. And through that process, identifying what the purpose was, identifying the people behind the scenes, the passion that goes into this project, and contrasting that with some of the other things that were happening in the area that weekend, some other events that take place in the city every year that people know about but don't really understand, and trying to find a way to introduce the event, the sport, the people, the stories in a quick and compelling way. Through that 7-day process of working with her, I was able to get her incredible media coverage on all the local television stations in the market, as well as the daily newspapers, online, and radio. And through that process, we built their audience for their YouTube live stream. We built their audience for the people who came out to the river to watch the event. We built the awareness of the event nationwide to the point where national publications that cover the sport wrote about it in the days before and in the days after, as well as the participating schools who normally wouldn't mention the event in their coverage of their own teams. Each one of the colleges and teams that was involved in the event started writing about the event in the days prior to and in the days of and in the days immediately following, to the point where that event's brand name is now out there much broader and much bigger than ever before. And that was part of the media training process that I went through in a very expedited fashion to help her get her event out there and get the attention that I realized she deserved. And to finally have her be comfortable with the idea that, yes, this deserves to be told. I'm the only person who can tell this story because I'm so close to it, and this is my passion. This is what I do. And my passion for finding her story led to her passion in telling that story and the passionate response of people who heard that story and responded. That's one area of media training that I really enjoy, and I hope you can understand that from where I'm talking right now. I was very excited about this. It was an opportunity that I had never anticipated having. It came about, and it happened quite quickly, and I'm still living off the high of that. So I encourage you, if you have stories that you think, boy, I'd love to tell my story, but you don't know really how to tell that story, give me a call, drop me a line. I'd be happy to share some examples with you. I'd be happy to hear some of your stories. And maybe we can find a point or two that can help you project your story to a broader audience and gain you the attention that you richly deserve. Feel free to reach out to me by email, jim@jhdenterprises.com, or call me at 215-266-5943. I'm always here to help. Thank you for listening.